r/confession, episode 3. I'm going to graduation parties this summer, I don't give a fuck. I worked 12 long years in school just to have my senior year of high school be up just when exams were ending and it was about to get fun. I got a date to my prom with the hottest girl I've ever known. And the entire event got cancelled. My graduation ceremony took place inside my car. My $120 yearbook has 0 signatures in it from my peers, who most of which I'll never see again. So beep excuse me if I go to graduation parties. I live in New York. It's better here now. The cases are down. I deserve to be able to go see my friends one last time. Get absolutely shit-faced, and have a grand old time. If you think it's wrong, I don't care. A lot of things are wrong with this world. The ice caps are melting. Rich pedophiles run the world. I can go to parties. This is in response to a post on I think off my chest where a pizza shop worker was reporting people that order lots of pizzas. Because people should not be having grad parties. Piss off. 12 long years. It's time to party. The money for snacks I sell at work go into my own pocket. Sounds a little vague, but I'll clear it up. I work at a gas station, which has its own bakery. In the morning snacks are prepared, e.g. plain croissants filled with cheese, sausage rolls, that kind of stuff. I work the evening shift and at some point during the evening the snacks get old, so I have to throw them out, and write down how much I throw out. I can also write them off much earlier for personal use. There is a certain time where I have to throw them out. But I don't. If customers ask for them, I'll get them and sell them for a huge discount. The regular prices are €2 to €2.50 and I'll sell them for €1 and put that money in my own pocket. I stopped after a little while because it's kinda illegal and can lose me my job. I stole Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my primary school because they had more. Yes, I stole Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I used to ask the teachers to go to the toilets after being approved to go. I would ransack the shit out of the coat rack to find cards. I would do this every day and I put them in my pants till I could put them in my own collection. Eventually I had a bigger stack in school. Teachers asked about it but they could never prove what happened. Thankfully they didn't smell the cards. Just had to confess this. Oh, also did the same for crazy bones, don't know what they are. Google them, hee. I got away with vandalism at school when I was 10. So fun fact, I'm not a ladies' man, which explains me having read it. And when I got my first girlfriend in year 6, 10 to 11, I'd basically become a massive simp. I'm not proud of it. Now this one girl didn't like her and took something off her and I decided to write "Died Jessica" on a wall. Her name was Jessica. Rumors spread that "Died Jessica" was on a wall and Jessica cried, so the teachers tried to scrub it off, but it was a whiteboard pen and it took them like a week to finally try, but it soaked into the wall, so they had to sandpaper it off and I was never caught. By the way, because I'm from Britain, there's some words that aren't the same as in America or wherever, just ask. TLDR wrote death threats on a wall cause I was a very different person. When I was in high school, I used the fundraisers as a way to make extra cash for myself. For our sports teams, we had to do fundraisers where we would be given discount booklets to sell to the neighborhood. It would be $10 per booklet and we were given a stack of 10 to sell. I figured I might as well pay myself, so I decided to tell the neighbors that the price was actually $20. Sure enough, some would buy the coupon and I'd get $10 and the school would get $10. I'd usually sell those quick and ask for more coupons. Was a great way to have extra money in high school, but sometimes I wonder if that was me pupping Dishonest man shrugging. I sold off my friend's calculator which he stole from someone else and gave it to me to give him back later. He stole it from someone and gave it to me to keep it safe. He told me it was his but later confessed that he stole it while having a conversation on phone. 3 months passed by and I knew he would definitely ask me about it because that's what he does. He steals things from one person and sells it to someone else. So before he called me I sold it off and said I lost it somewhere when I was moving away from my flat to another flat. I ate good food with that money. I committed cable TV theft, stealing hundreds of dollars worth of services. In the mid-80s I lived in San Antonio and shared a 2-bedroom apartment with a friend. After living there for a few months I asked him if he minded if I ordered a pay-per-view program. For $10. The cable TV service was in his name. Neither of us had ever used PPV before, so he agreed as he wanted to see the show as well. I can't remember what the show was even about. The next month I'd budgeted for the extra few dollars but he showed me the bill that was normally $30 was now only $20. Somehow they managed to credit us instead of charge us for the show. That was weird, but we were too young and broke to call and get it cleared up. We watched a couple PPV shows that month and our next bill was only $10. This became a regular thing. We tried not to overdo it because we feared they'd figure it out and we'd owe a bunch of money. However, we did overdo it a couple times and received a bill showing they owed us money. Eventually the lease was up so I moved in with my girlfriend and he moved out of state. He did let me know they never caught on. So it looks like we got away with it. Considering the price I pay now for cable TV, I don't feel much guilt over it. I guess I know what it takes to turn me into a criminal. You just have to hand me the money while looking the other way. On the other hand, I've had several incidents where a cashier shortchanged themselves and I pointed it out because I didn't want them to get in trouble for a simple mistake. I ran over my co-worker's mailbox and never told her about it. As I pulled out her driveway I felt a slight bump and then some crunching GG from the rear end of my car. I ended up getting out of my car to see what happened and there was her mailbox completely run over and flattened to the ground. Her neighbors saw me as this whole thing happened. Nobody was home at the time since she had just left for work, so I got away with it. I stole close to $1,000 from ages 8 to 10 because I bankrupted them with medical bills. So my family had some financial hardships growing up. I had a severe sickness at 7 and the bills from that were around $250,000, which nearly bankrupted my parents. So I tried to get money for them. I started doing odd jobs like babysitting and shoveling snow, but it was never enough. Until I saw $20 that was laying out on my teacher's desk. I had gone into the classroom when no one was around during library time because I forgot something. So I just took it. Because $20 was a lot of money for my family, and a lot of work for me. This kept going on for months and whenever I went to friends' houses, relatives, anywhere, I searched for cash and took it. I became extremely sneaky and even learned how to pick locks. I even stole out of my classmates' backpacks. And one time I even stole cash out of a cash register. No one pays attention to a sickly-looking child. I have mixed feelings about this. My family needed the money, but so did everyone I took it from. I went to school in a poor working-class neighborhood and was taking money from people who needed it just as much as I did. I gave my parents the money as small amounts so they never suspected it. I just had to get this out there. Edit. Thank you for all the support. The positivity on this toast has really gotten me to start and forgive myself. I'm now in school trying to make a better life for myself, and I haven't stolen anything in years. My family's financial situation is still awful, mostly due to more medical bills and insurance. But I'm now able to realize these things are not my fault and not my burden. When I was a kid, I blamed myself and tried to make up for it, but I now know it wasn't my burden to bear. Edit 2. Some of the details are a little fuzzy because I was young and suffering from trauma. I didn't start babysitting for money until I was 10. An 8-year-old needs a babysitter, lol. And I think the $1,000 is from all the money I made and stole over 3 years. So I don't think the amount is correct. Sorry if this wasn't clear in the post. I have a lot of trauma surrounding getting sick, and trying to remember everything is difficult. I lied and got a kid expelled from my elementary school. This happened in kindergarten, and 10 years later, I still feel like shit for it. There was a kid named Shay who was a little out of the ordinary. He had a mohawk and wore weird clothes, with parents who dressed equally as weird. Think like goth clothing, piercings, etc. I don't think his parents really cared too much about him either, which really makes me feel bad about where he might be today. Shay was also a big troublemaker. He was constantly disruptive and didn't follow directions. So he was basically the perfect kid to frame for something bad happening. One day, I was a little dumbass and my 5-year-old brain thought it was a good idea to cut multiple holes in my Aerosmith t-shirt. I came home and my mom asked me where I got those holes from. I didn't want to tell her the truth and said that there was this kid named Shay that was a really bad kid that cut holes in my shirt without me letting him. I pretty much phrased it like he attacked me, as any parent would. My mom went apeshit. She emailed my teacher immediately, and my teacher believed it because I was one of her favorite students. She got Shay and I and told him to apologize. He started to cry and said that he didn't do it. She sent him to the office for refusing to apologize and allegedly cutting holes in my shirt. I never saw him again after that. Too long didn't read. I lied to my mom about a troublemaking kid in my kindergarten class cutting holes in my shirt, and he got expelled. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Reddit content.